Good morning, students. Welcome you all in the class of English. This is chapter 6, 0R by Alexander Blade, and it is second video in which I am going to explain you the next part of the story from where I ended the last day. This week we are learning an interesting story of a child, of a boy named Bobby, and you are aware because you have read the chapter. I think you are reading the chapter, going through the chapter well, so you know this character, protagonist character in this story, and his plan, going to moon with his dad. In the last video I explained you how he dashed out his mother and dodged his mother and went where he had to go, the way he had seen how to go to the place from where the rocket was going to launch. It was a lunar project and the rocket was going to the moon. How he came to know that it was that great mission and he will fulfill his dream going to moon. This is what this part in the middle here of the story I am going to share with you. So let us see in the second part what is in the story. As you know that he dodged his mother when his mother was reading book. She was engaged in reading a book of fashion. He no doubt went inside the way through where he had seen already, and let us see next part. Kicking at pebbles as he sauntered along and trying to look as though he had no place to go, means he was kicking the pebbles, stones on the way, and very leisurely, very carelessly he was moving. He was not in a hurry at all, so he sauntered along the way and trying to look as though he had no place to go, no aim to go. Had to be careful. He had to be careful so that he should not be noticed by anyone. Didn't want to bump into any of the other kids today. He didn't want that he should come across any of his friends so that the things would be all spoiled. Okay, so didn't want to bump into any of the other kids today either. The way in through the sewer was at a place behind laboratory B. The way was starting from laboratory B of the sewer and the place where he had to go. There was a kind of an alley, narrow passage there that nobody ever walked through, and then this round lid you could lift up. Going there, he had to lift up a round lid, a cover. He had to lift that one, and that opened the way to go to the place, to the drone from where the rocket was launched. So he had to lift up the round lid and look under. And a ladder you could climb down, and from there was a ladder which could lead him to go down. Bobby hadn't dared go down at first, but after thinking about it overnight, his curiosity won out, and he went back and ducked down into the lower level. But overnight he thought, he pondered, and then his curiosity won. The hesitation and the fear he had, that was clear, and then he dared to go down through the ladder, and he ducked himself, he adjusted himself inside the sewer, that narrow passage. He called it a sewer because of sewers being underground. That was underground, and that's why he was telling it a sewer. But this place was clean and had bunches of wires. The place was clean, of course, but he could see here the bunches of wires that was entangled with each other, so many wires in every direction, and faint little lights you could see by, and there was only faint light all around there so that the people could see the way. Bobby went further and further every trip he took, never telling anybody, because you were not supposed to talk about things at Buffalo Flats, not even to the other kids. In the flats they were living, all the families of the scientists were living there in that restricted area, in that prohibited area. That was what Buffalo Flats, and the people who were living there, he was not supposed to talk. People were not supposed to talk regarding anything here related to the here mission, about the rocket, about the scientists' programs, anything. So he had to be very careful and watchful so that it could not be revealed, the things could not be revealed to anyone. Then he found the big drone, the place from where the plane or rocket fly. That is what a drone. So a big drone where they were building the rocket, the place where the rocket was being built, made. It was so slick, so smooth and beautiful and shiny. This was what here he just saw, the rocket, that he just stared at it. He gazed at the rocket up through and grating in the floor. And on the floor there was a grating, a frame, metal, that was window. The frame of a window that was made of metal, that was grating in the floor. That was for air circulation or something like that. For that grating was here made. The window was made. He didn't know it was the moon rocket at first. At the first sight, he could not realize that it was the moon rocket. Not until he had gone back several times to pick up at it, and then one day two scientists came walking along right in front of his nose, and then he could see when he was there picking at the rocket. One day he saw the two scientists came and they were talking. One of them was Dad, his father, Jane Kendall. Bobby almost called out, but he caught himself and just listened to them talking. He was almost to really call his father, but he stopped him. He restricted himself, stopped to listen what they were talking. This was the first time his conscience bothered him about going underneath the drone. And this was the first time that he was really thinking to go underneath the drone, just under the drone, that place. He thought about it a lot, whether it was the right thing to do. Of course, being a child, he had this conscience, this logical and reasoning power to judge whether he was right or wrong to go there. Was his idea, was his thinking leading in the right direction? Was he going to do something wrong or right? And while he was never able to still his conscience completely, he had told him that he could. And so he quieted down by saying he really wasn't doing any harm. He just judged himself, finalized. Whatever he was going to do was really not any harm, because he had never told anybody what he saw. Whatever he had seen, he had heard, he had not shared, he had not told, he had not revealed this really top secret to anybody. He learned the rocket was going to the moon by listening to Dad. When he heard from his dad the talk they were just sharing to each other, the top two scientists, he heard, and then he came to know. Okay, listening to his dad and the other scientists talk when they thought they were alone. They were thinking that nobody was listening to them. They were alone. But there was someone who was listening, and it was Bobby. And it was funny because even there, they spoke in a low voices and didn't give too much away. He had known now for 3 days that at 4 o'clock the roof would open and the drone would be turned into a blast pit and the rocket would shoot out through space to the moon. He came to know about that 3 days. Okay, that for 3 days, after 3 days at 4 o'clock, the roof would open, and after that the drone would be turned into a blast pit, and the rocket would leave for the moon. That was all. He did not know for sure, and this much only what was the fact, that he was sure that it was going to happen. None of the men had said who was going on the first trip to the moon. No, none of the men had said. The two men who were talking, his dad and the other scientist, nothing had been said on that subject at all. But Bobby knew Dad would go. Bobby was sure that not the other scientist would go, but only his dad. There was a reason behind that. Why? He would have to. He thought that his father would have to go. Why? After all, Dad was the second biggest scientist at Buffalo Flats. Second only to Schlemmer himself. And Professor Schlemmer was only old and certainly wouldn't make the trip. He was as old. So he was sure, Bobby was sure, he made up his mind, he decided none other than his dad would go on the first trip. That left Dad, and after that his dad was only left, the top scientist, second top scientist. Dad would just have to go in order to run the rocket. He was sure. There probably wasn't anybody else smart enough in the whole place. He had decided. He calculated and estimated himself. The idea of going himself had been born the previous day, when he found a larger grating in the floor near the rocket. Near the rocket there was a larger grating, window like a frame made of metal, and Bobby realized, if he was very careful, he could climb out the sewer and duck into the rocket. He would go and enter into the rocket and nobody was looking. Once Bobby was inside the rocket, he was pretty sure, quite sure, 100% sure, he would find a place to hide until blast off. He would get into the rocket, he would find a safe place to hide until the blast off. All the men would probably be strapped in bunks, but if he found a place, he would wedge himself in and didn't think he would get hurt. And then halfway to the moon, he would come out and find Dad and would be surprised. On the halfway on the mission to moon, he would come out from the hiding place and would go to his dad, and he would surprise to his dad. In this way, he set his idea, he made his plan, how he had to give shape to his plan, give shape to his dream. So let us see now, as the part is left, the last part, concluding part of the story, that will be shared, included in the third video. So student, I hope that you must be reading the chapter thoroughly, minutely, and I will conclude the story about the plan of Bobby going to rocket, going to the moon, in the next video, last video. Thank you students. Thank you very much.